This next episode of True Wrestling Fan Discussions, continuing our retro pay-per-view review series. This is going to be WWF Royal Rumble 1998. Your host, Mike.
I'm Frank. Man, let's get into it. I really did love this Royal Rumble. Had a great main event between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. Their feud is far from over. You don't know where Kane is siding these days. You know, he's with his brother. He's not with his brother. Austin is a marked man throughout the WWE, going after everybody and saying there's no more Mr. Nice Guy as if there ever was
Right,
one.
exactly.
You got Mike Tyson in the crowd here as they're about to make a huge announcement the next night on Raw, which would change the course of the business. And so let's go ahead and kick it off. January 18th, 1998 from San Jose, California. The buy rate on this one was actually pretty good. It was 300,000. So it was up from the year before. You had Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross doing the commentary. So here we go. Opening match of the night was Vader versus Goldust, artist formerly known as Goldust. Now, this isn't going to be like the Clash of the Champions that
No.
we just did recently that we said tore the house down was probably the best match on
hmm
the card. This is nowhere near it.
Well, Vader was out of shape, and I mean the match was okay. It was short. I don't think it was that long.
No, it was just under
It
8 minutes.
wasn't terrible, but
No,
it's
no,
just not
no.
the same level.
It's sad to say that this is his final pay-per-view victory because then he's just going to go through the rest of the year losing, calling himself a fat, worthless piece of shit, which is, to me,
So,
wrong.
yeah, I know.
But I mean, they did him wrong in 1998. I understand he's past it now, but I mean, still,
Yeah.
just the way he was done, it just made him look weak. But this match was actually pretty good. Now they showed prior to the 2 months ago when Goldust walked out on Marlena, where this whole artist formerly known as Goldust thing started. I did not like when they did that.
No, it was.
And then he just comes out dressed as all this god awful. He comes out as Baby New Year. He's reading Dr.
That was
Seuss.
Vince. I'm pretty sure that was Vince Russo. I'm pretty sure it was Vince Russo.
I mean, come on, this was just bad. And then, of course, you know he's part of Team USA at Survivor Series, where this feud originally started.
Right.
Would not get into the match, and Vader kind of forced him into it at
hmm
Survivor Series. So, and then of course, you know, last week, you know, he was dressed up as Sable the week prior to the Rumble and attacking Vader with a coconut. I mean, what are we doing
Just
here?
yeah. Yeah, for
But
as good as the Attitude Era was, there was a lot of garbage like this mixed in.
unfortunately, because in 97, people were just now 96, 97, people were just starting to get into the whole Goldust thing. He turned babyface. The fans were behind him.
Mhm.
And then they just pull oh, by the way, now we're going to turn you heel and you're just going to totally go off the
Mhm.
rails with all this shit. I mean, and especially Austin, you know, is going to stun you and throw you in a porta potty. I mean, it's just bad. But the only real highlight to this match was when Vader went for the Vader bomb on Goldust, and Luna gets on his back, and he's like, "No problem." Still does the Vader bomb with her on him, and she weighs, I would say, what about 150 maybe? It's 170
Yeah.
somewhere in there. I'm being generous. And still does the Vader bomb. Unfortunately, she hits her head on the way down, so she's knocked herself out. But Vader hits the Vader bomb and gets the victory against Goldust. And like I said, unfortunately, this is going to be his final
Yeah,
pay
that's
per
it.
view victory. He will still win a couple of Monday Night Raws over the next. I think he was still there about 9 months, but they're few and far between. And then even after this, you know, he goes and tries to feud with Kane, and they just made him look like he was nothing compared to the Big Red Machine,
Okay. Yeah. Sad.
considering what Vader was 3 years
hmm
prior.
hmm
So following that, Michael Cole tried to interview Steve Austin. He told him to go park his truck.
Okay, that was funny.
And then, of course, the Godwins were looking for him. And of course, while everybody's looking for Stone Cold Steve Austin, there's actually going to be a injury to one of the Rumble participants where they're not going to make it into the Rumble. So it's actually going to be 29 instead of
hmm
30 this year. So next match on the card was a special guest referee, Sonny. We got Max Mini, Mosaic, and Nova versus Battalion, El Torito, and Tarantula. Last year we had the Triple A's, the wrestlers. This year we got
This
the
is a waste. This is just a waste. At least Sonny looked good in that outfit, but that was it.
Sonny was actually favoring Max Mini's team. I mean,
Yeah,
there was even a time where she helped him do a move and she shook his
yeah.
hand.
Well, this was just stupid. It was silly. It was.
She's also trying to stay relevant in the company because with Sable making such an impact in the company at this point, Sonny's trying to make sure she's not number two at this point. So, and she's gone through all the tag teams. So, who else is she going to manage? Oh, wait, I
Vision of
forgot.
them.
They're going to ruin LOD even more.
Yeah.
But in any event, Max Mini with an arm drag into a kind of a cradle pin on El Torito, and Max Mini's team gets the
Yeah. Thank
victory.
God.
It wasn't that bad.
I was
It was
dozing
a
off.
fill. This was
All
a
right,
filler.
this could have been a Sunday night Heat match. Just moving on.
This could have been a shotgun Saturday night.
Yeah,
Forget Sunday
velocity
night
or
heat.
something.
Velocity. Oh my god, that's where wrestlers go to die. Anyway, following that, in the back, the Nation of Domination is looking for Stone Cold Steve Austin. They stormed into his locker room, but all they found was a foam middle finger for them. And then, of course, they showed Vince and Shane sitting with Mike Tyson. Of course, they got the big announcement for, the following night on Monday Night Raw that Iron Mike would be part of the WrestleMania main event. And because we all know what happens with Austin and Tyson as a result of that. That was awesome. And then, of course, they showed what led up to the next match between Rock and Ken Shamrock for the Intercontinental Championship. They showed Mark Henry double crossing Ken Shamrock the prior week on Monday Night Raw against Rock and D'Lo Brown. And, of course, Rock puts Mark Henry in the Nation, and Farouk was like, I didn't even want you in here. This is pretty much Farouk has just got about getting his walking papers.
Yeah, he's about to get pushed out. Let's go, Farouk.
Plus Michael Cole interviewing The Rock, which I love those, especially when he would involve the president.
They only get better. They only get better and better.
Exactly. Now, this is a feud pretty much that goes about half of the year. Another match will transpire at WrestleMania. Then we go to the King of the Ring, even up to a triple threat number one contenders match later on in September.
It was just kind of like, I mean, I don't want to say stupid, but it's such a tricky situation because The Rock got the belt, the IC belt, but he didn't beat Austin. Austin forfeited it.
No, yeah.
He just, because he was going for the title. He was going for the Royal Rumble. So, like, The Rock got it, but, like, it wasn't
really. Paper champion.
Pretty much, yeah.
So he's Tommy Morrison here in Rocky 5.
No,
unfortunately.
No.
But the match did not disappoint. Well, you can say
the ending.
Yes,
it was a great match, but the ending I thought was silly.
It was ridiculous because you get Common and D'Lo Brown that come down, distracting the ref. Rock hits Shamrock with brass knuckles, puts him in Shamrock's tights. Shamrock somehow comes around, belly to belly suplex on the Rock, gets the pin. He's the Intercontinental Champion. It's legit.
Right. It's over.
The Rock, after the match, Shamrock's celebrating. The Rock's complaining, "Oh, he hit me with brass knucks. They're in his tights."
Yeah.
The referee's stupid enough to believe this, checks him, sees that they're in there, reverses the decision, which I'm sorry.
The match is over.
I thought it was, the referee's call. The match is over.
This is something that would have happened like in the 80s. Not in 1998.
No, not during the Attitude.
I don't know. I thought it was stupid. I mean, it was fun that Shamrock snapped and then destroyed the referee. I used to love when he snapped when he used to go into his zone.
Because the man legitimately won the singles Intercontinental Championship, and The Rock screwed him out of it. I mean, it's good to because they built up the storyline even more. I thought it was kind of cheesy that they did it this way.
I agree.
So The Rock, they reversed the decision, and The Rock wins by disqualification over Ken Shamrock, unfortunately. Now, in the back, Los Boricuas is also now looking for Steve Austin. They attacked what they thought was Austin, but in fact was Skull from DOA. He is going to be the participant that does not enter the Royal Rumble.
Oh, we're not missing anything.
No, we're not. Plus, they showed what led up to the next match, which kind of also pissed me off, even though I liked the New Age Outlaws back then. The New Age Outlaws defending the tag team titles against the Legion of Doom. Yeah. And what they did to the Legion of Doom leading up to this pissed me off.
Disgraceful. It was them and DX because they had like this. They weren't officially DX yet, but they were aligned. They were aligned with them. They were kind of like associates. They weren't made yet. Later on, when Sean leaves, then they become made guys. But at this point, they're
Yeah,
associates.
Sean tells him, do something. Now he not necessarily during with the LOD, but he told them do something that's going to make you stand out. Of course, that's when they did the dumpster thing with Cactus and
Right, right,
Funk.
right, right,
They were teasing the idea of putting the Outlaws in there, but then they thought, no, let these guys do their own thing.
right,
They're fine, we're fine, everybody's fine. We'll team up from time to time, but yeah,
right. Yeah.
they were just associates really. But shaving Hawk's mohawk, throwing them through tables, mimicking them with wearing their attire
You
was
don't do
just
you don't do that to
no,
a Hall of Fame tag team like that.
no, you don't.
You don't.
And
You
that's
thought,
why it was a
yeah,
disgrace.
you thought they were gonna get back on this pay-per-view, but
I honestly thought they were going to win the tag team
that's what I
titles at
thought
this
too.
one.
That's what I thought too.
Unfortunately, now before the match, Michael Cole interviewed the Legion of Doom. Animal's going in with a bad back, but he's like, "The hell with it, I'm fine." Hawk, is battered and bruised. He's got half a mohawk going on there. I mean, they're going in embarrassed and beaten pretty much. And of course, the Outlaws coming out and what was it, the Brett Favre jerseys, typical
That was
heel
funny.
stuff that
That
they
was
were
funny.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, again, they were just about to win this match. They went for the pin, and Road Dogg, hits them with a chair, and they get disqualified.
Well, because Hawk was handcuffed, right? Hawk was handcuffed to
Yeah,
the
another thing where at that point that should have been a legitimate disqualification, but the
right.
referee sees it and lets it
He's
slide.
like, yeah, he's like, well, how did it happen? Because he didn't actually see the handcuffing, so he's just like, well, I wonder how that happened. But yeah,
Animal caught Billy Gunn
Animal
in the
had
power slam and
Animal
and had the
had
match won,
yeah the match won. Yeah, yeah, the match won.
but hits him with the chair. New Age Outlaws get disqualified. Legion of Doom gets the victory. Hawk breaks through
Eventually,
the cuffs, yeah, but by that point the damage has already been
yeah,
done, and just it's unfortunate. What I thought they should have done is instead of rebranding them at WrestleMania 14 in a battle royal, straight up they should have been the tag team number
yeah. I
one.
mean,
They should have been a rematch of WrestleMania 14
yeah,
where they win the titles.
yeah. I understand they're older, and I guess they're past it. So like they want them to put over the New Age Outlaws, but at the same
This just wasn't
time,
the way to do it.
don't disgrace them like this. Like
No,
you know, but whatever. We're
I'm
not
sure. I'm
not
sure
supposed to
Hawk and
do this.
Animals told Vince, "Oh yeah, sure, we're fine with being embarrassed. Yeah, it's okay. We've only been doing this 14
Yeah,
years. Multiple time tag champions. Yeah, whatever. It's I didn't like it.
neither did I.
Then, of course, they showed after that why Stone Cold Steve Austin is a marked man for the Royal Rumble. After Rock Bottom, he pretty much was done with the IC title, was moving on to bigger and better things, but everybody was getting Stone Cold stunnered.
Mm-hmm.
So we're now on to the Royal Rumble. Now, before I get into the Rumble, there were two replacements. The Quebecers were originally supposed to be in the Royal Rumble. They were replaced so that we could see the three faces of Foley. I like that better
No, the Three
than
Faces of
seeing
Foley
the
was good.
Quebecers.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Because by this point, Jacques just no, and Pierre never. And believe it or not, Pierre's still going. By the way, in TNA. If anybody didn't know, he's PCO. I just found that out. I didn't even
No,
realize it
no.
because I wasn't a
Yeah,
Pierre fan.
yeah, nobody cares.
We got more Pierre fans out there, I'm sure, than Jared
Yeah.
fans. So as far as the Rumble goes, you can say the most eliminations was done by Stone Cold Steve Austin in this one. He had 7. The Rock had the longest duration in the Royal Rumble of 51 minutes 32 seconds. The shortest in the Royal Rumble was Tom Brady at 12 seconds, and then he was the first elimination as well. So not exactly an award that you want, but he's going to get it. So here we go. Every 2 minutes, individual was coming in this time around. I liked the 90-second to 2 minute.
Yeah.
I never liked the 1 minute.
It's too much. It's too fast. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It took away from it.
Hmm.
Now you had Cactus Jack at number 1 and Chainsaw Charlie at number 2.
Yeah, that was good.
And this was great. You got the chainsaw in there with the chairs. I mean, they went hardcore. I liked it.
It was fun. Yeah.
And when they weren't beating the crap out of each other, they would go after somebody
Hmm.
else. Of course, number 3 was Tom Brady. Again, didn't last long. He was out. Now, um, At number 4, you had The Rock. And I like the fact that he had the longest duration in the
Hmm.
Rumble because he's one of your future
Oh
guys
yeah.
going forward. And he did really, really well in the Rumble.
Yep.
At number 5, you had Headbanger Mosh. At number 6, Phineas Godwin. 7, 8 Ball. 8, Blackjack Bradshaw. At number 9, you had Owen Hart. Now, what's
But
funny
then
about this was, as Owen Hart's coming out, for whatever reason, he gets attacked by Jim Cornette and Jeff Jarrett.
representing the NWA, and nobody cared.
Nobody
He
gave a
broke
shit.
6,000 guitars, never drew a dime. And when Jeff Jarrett came out, you could hear a rat piss on cotton. This is disgraceful. That a guy
Oh,
like Owen, he's the black heart at this point, and he's jobbing out.
it
He's just
doesn't
jobbing
matter.
out.
I thought that he should have been one of the Rumble favorites here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he gets his ass handed to him by Jeff Jarrett of all people. Jeff Jarrett?
And a guy that he's going to partner with in
Right.
less than a
Later
year.
on. Yeah, later on. Well, they didn't know that at the time, but either way.
No.
Right.
But Owen Hart now back
So you think he's
back
out?
in the day, they had the ruling that if you didn't get in the ring before the next entrant, you were eliminated.
Okay.
They squashed
They waived
that.
it. Yeah, they waived
Yeah,
it.
because
But at this point, we think he's gone. But we think he's gone. We don't know.
Yeah, because we all think he's injured.
Right.
When Jarrett comes out later on, we'll find out otherwise. But again, I did not like you said, I did not like the fact that they treated him like this. I thought if Austin was the odds-on favorite, then a clear second should be Owen Hart to face Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, considering everything that happened in Montreal.
History and everything, yeah.
Either that or Owen Hart should have been in the title picture in this pay-per-view.
Yeah. He should have fought. He should have fought Shawn, not on the
or even a DX in your house. But nothing. Vince wants to keep him. Why? So you can abuse him and do nothing with him. This was the time where Owen actually could have shined.
Yeah, it's the Blackheart.
Yeah, and finally got that moniker off him as uncrowned champion.
Yeah,
and he doesn't. Anyway, now also during the Rumble, Lawler is announcing that allegedly somebody got to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Naturally, everybody's going to say that. And then, of course, rounding out the top 10, at number 10 was Steve Blackman in the Rumble. So at number 11, you had D'Lo Brown. 12, Kurrigan. Number 13, Marvelous Mark Merrow.
No, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
They were chanting Sable. They didn't even care about Mark Merrow.
Nobody cared about Mark Merrow. When he came back and did this gimmick, first thing I thought was, it's done. It's over. All of a sudden now in the Rumble, all you're doing is boxing.
Yeah.
You're a Class A performer as a wrestler. We've seen all Johnny B. Bad videos, all the matches, but all you're going to do is box because that's your gimmick right now. No, I know you can do more than that, but anyway. At number 14, you had Ken Shamrock. 15, you had Headbanger Thrasher. At 16, now here comes Mankind. And Mankind was the one that eliminated Terry Funk.
That was funny because nobody expected him to come back as Mankind.
Nope. And they were saying how, Cactus is in the Rumble. Mankind and Dude Love are upset because they couldn't get into the Rumble.
Wrong.
But I love the fact that they did this. And they timed it out perfectly at numbers 1, 16, and 28. So it was perfect. He had time to rest and change. At number 17, you had Goldust. Number 18, Jeff Jarrett. And it did
broke
not
6,000 guitars.
Let's
nobody.
Do it again.
He broke 6,000 guitars. Never drew a dime. I don't need to see the rest.
Come on. That's the highlight.
When he came out, you could hear a rat piss on cotton.
Yeah, we go. Dude, once the Monday Night Wars kick up, we got plenty of Jarrett, man.
Jesus Christ.
Footage.
No waste.
I'm telling you. But it did, as he was coming in, it didn't take long before Owen Hart comes back into the Rumble, eliminates Jeff Jarrett.
That was
and now
nice
he's back in the Rumble.
Right, yeah.
So, unfortunately, eventually he would be eliminated. Why? Because once the next entry came down, the Honky Tonk Man, who do we see behind Honky but Chyna and Triple H? Here we go. Owen just got a high moment, and DX is going to go and piss all over it. And they're going to hit him with a crutch, and they're going to get him eliminated. So he can't even survive in the Rumble.
Right, because that's setting up their feud that doesn't really go anywhere.
No, it doesn't. It's a match that honestly, like I said, if you don't have Austin versus Michaels, then Austin versus Owen versus Shawn at WrestleMania would have done me very well because now you're getting payback for your brother.
Okay.
But we're not doing that. So, and of course, at number 20, nobody cared. Ahmed Johnson.
Yeah, Ahmed looked terrible at this point.
He
He's like
did.
out of
He
shape.
really did. Even when he got like eliminated and he gets pushed by Kama, who had come out, it's like Ahmed just takes it and walks off, and I'm like, "You're done. You're done.
Yeah,
You're
it was
done."
a
At
sad.
number 21, we had Mark Henry. 22 was supposed to be Skull. We didn't miss anything. At 23, we had Kama. And at number 24, when the glass broke and Steve Austin's music hit, everybody stopped. Austin came through the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
and Mero was the first one to face the music.
Yep. See ya.
Not only Mero, but he eliminated Thrasher, 8 Ball, eventually The Rock, Kama, Savio Vega, and Chain. So those were his 7 eliminations throughout the Rumble. At number 25, you had Henry Godwin, who was running to get to Austin. At number 26, not only Savio Vega came out, but all of Los Boricuas came in to beat down Austin. At number 28, no, I'm sorry, 27, you had Farouk. At number 28, you had Dude Love. 29, Chains. And number 30, Vader. Unfortunately, Vader doesn't even last that long,
There's no
even
more.
getting in at number 30,
More Vader time.
unfortunately. Now, the final 4 of the Royal Rumble was Steve Austin, The Rock, Farouk, and Dude Love. Dude goes out. Farouk goes out. Now we're down to The Rock and Austin, and this was great. But everybody knew, I even knew, I'm sure you knew, the Rattlesnake is going to
Of course,
WrestleMania.
yeah.
And he stuns Rock, tosses his candy ass out, and for the second year in a row, Stone Cold Steve Austin has won the Royal Rumble, only this time he is going to
Right,
WrestleMania.
he's going to WrestleMania.
So congratulations to Steve Austin on his second Rumble victory. This was a really, really good Rumble. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I wouldn't say 99's topped it, but it was just as enjoyable as this one. So now, following that, Michael Cole interviewed Mike Tyson, and he's talking about
Cold Stone. Yeah, my man. Cold Stone's my man. This is
oh my God.
just like you say, heartbreak.
You will heartbreak.
You will heartbreak for Shawn Michaels. Yeah, he tried, man. He tried.
I loved it. Plus, they showed what led up to Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker. Not only the Hell in a Cell match, but when Kane came out, but even when he tried to induct Kane into D-Generation X, and Taker told him, "You don't know what you're getting into.
Right? Yeah.
Don't include my brother. It's a warning." And then all of a sudden, Kane and the Undertaker start working together.
Right? Yeah. They acknowledged each other like he was on the ramp.
Yeah.
And everything. Yeah.
He did the whole thing. Taker smiling.
So you think that? Yeah. Okay, they're on the same page now. Wrong.
No. And now on to our main event. For the WWE Championship in a casket match, Shawn Michaels defending the title against The Undertaker. And man, timed it.
Taker's got bad luck, though. He's got bad luck in casket matches at the Royal Rumble.
I'm telling you. Because even he had people come out here.
For no reason.
Yeah, exactly. I
understand Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, the Outlaws, coming out. I didn't understand anybody else coming out.
I don't know either, dude. I couldn't tell you. Just like it didn't make any sense. You saw all the guys in 1994. Everybody came out. Some of them didn't even make any sense. Sense. Heels, but
the match.
Diesel comes out. Jarrett comes out. The Head Shrinkers. I mean,
thank God Jarrett didn't come out this time. But it was a good match. There was a lot of good spots in this match. Unfortunately, Shawn takes that bad bump on the casket, which ultimately
it was right at the beginning of the match too. Yeah.
He worked through it.
Back body drop. Well, yeah, because according to him, he said the next morning
it was a couple days later.
He was like,
I saw it was a couple days later.
Yeah.
Little by little, it started to hurt.
And if you slow it up to watch it. You see where the base of his
Yeah,
back
it hits
hits
the
that
yeah,
corner.
yeah.
That's like a 1 in a million shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe me, I suffer a lot with my back. I understand how that man
Mm-hmm.
feels. I was hurting watching this, but he still went through the match. And of course, the whole night, Ross is like, "Where's Kane?" During all this, Michaels with an elbow drop to Taker, also in the casket, was pretty impressive.
Oh no, it's cool.
Uh, t-
Got
Taker, but when Taker tombstone Sean
thought it
in
was
the
over.
casket,
Yeah.
China takes out the referee. Not like it matters. It's a no disqualification match. The
Right.
referee could watch all this
Right.
shit. It does not matter.
Right.
But here comes the New Age Outlaws and Los Boricuas
Oh
came down to
no.
attack Taker. Like we said, he's got bad luck in casket matches.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you would have been like, all right, is Yoko going to make an appearance? Because at this point, he needs help.
Yeah.
But he does come. He does sort of. You think he's getting help because now the lights go out,
Mm-hmm.
and Kane came down and attacked the Boricuas and
Yeah,
the
this
Outlaws.
destroys everybody.
He clears the ring. Sean's out of the casket now,
Mm-hmm. DX grabbed him and got him out of there.
and then Kane attacks the Undertaker.
Yep. I knew he was gonna attack him though. I knew it.
Like I had the
I knew it.
feeling when he
Yeah.
came down.
Yeah, I knew it.
If they were building this up, which by the way, did you real quick? Did you happen to see there was an article or an interview by Glenn Jacobs that said that this was technically supposed to be a one-off?
Yeah. That's what I figured at the time too.
Yeah, but looking back, I'm sort of glad they didn't because
No, it's
the
because
character was just too
well,
awesome.
but that's a credit to Glenn for pulling it
Yeah,
off.
because yeah, I believe after WrestleMania it was
Yeah.
supposed to be
Hmm. Yeah.
over, but
That's
thank
what I
God it
figured
wasn't.
too, but he was excellent. So
So Kane attacks Taker. He choke slams Taker into the casket. Sean
damn
closes the
it.
lid.
Damn it.
So now Sean is once again Hell in a Cell net match and a casket match
Mm-hmm.
survives with the help of Kane. By the way, both
Yep.
times
Both times. Yep.
beats the Undertaker. Now Paul Bearer and Kane padlock the casket. They wheel it down. Kane goes and gets an axe, tears up the casket, gets the gasoline, and sets that son of a bitch on fire.
Oh, yeah.
And you hear Ross,
Crazy.
"Casket's on fire! It's on fire!"
That's crazy. That was
And
insane.
he
Mm-hmm.
pays homage to
That
it
was
there.
That was
Oh my
incredible.
god! Was it the next night or the night after a week after on Raw where Shawn Michaels comes out with the barbecue grill and
I
how
think
do
it's
you like your Undertaker?
I remember him dance. I remember Sean dancing the night after. I don't remember about the barbecue. I can't remember. It's too long ago.
Yeah, he asked everybody, "You want a medium, rare, or well
Yeah.
done?"
No, it was an incredible ending, setting up the feud.
Unfortunately,
Wild.
Shawn wouldn't be able to wrestle until WrestleMania because of the
Right, the
unfortunate
back injury. Yeah.
back injury, which
It's bad luck.
it's a friggin' shame. But
Yeah.
I mean, this match was great,
Yeah, it
and I
was.
mean, you got a great storyline ahead
Mhm.
now with Austin and Michaels, and now
Oh,
Kane and
Kane on
Taker
the
as
ticket,
well.
setting up some really, really, really good stuff.
Yeah, they're coming into their own now in 1998.
Mhm.
So,
Starting to get the momentum.
mhm.
Overall, pretty good pay-per-view, entertaining.
Yeah, except for the filler match, everything else was
Yeah,
great.
it was good. All right, well, that's our review. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. See you guys soon.
Take care.